Hey there, and welcome to Catherine's Conversations in the Country. I'm Catherine Lane, and my mantra in 2025 is surviving. And I don't just mean eating and being housed and having a job. I'm talking about really surviving every single day. And mental health plays a big part of that. Jenn Roman. Jenn has been my guest all this month on Catherine's Conversations in the Country. She is a licensed clinical social worker, and you've been a great resource helping us understand a little bit more about social media with our kids, mental health with our children. And this is just about, surviving. What do you think shapes your child the most?
Oh, okay. What shapes your child the most? What they see you do and say.
Ooh. And I kind of threw you a curveball on that one, but that is a powerful answer. And, sometimes it's hard to be that model, What if you misstep and you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing? How can you course correct?
By saying, I did the wrong thing. I was upset in this moment. I reacted. I did the wrong thing, and I'm going to do better. And this is how I'm doing better. It's okay for our kids to see us do the wrong thing. Yeah. We're not perfect.
Right. And two, it's okay for them to see us sad and what tools Absolutely. We use to not be sad anymore. Yeah. And because one day there's going to be a big catastrophic loss in their lives, like what has happened in our lives and in our family. And every day it's a day of survival. And that's why, Survival 2025 is my mantra this year. And it's been work. It is work to survive and thrive if something really serious happens. What advice would you give people if they have a profound loss in their lives? What is maybe the first thing they should do day one, just to get through it?
Day one literally is about survival. A lot of times with the profound loss, we think of the acute phase when it just happens. That's typically when people find they have a lot of support in the first few days, those first few months. Making a plan, how can I manage my grief? You are going to grieve, not to be doomsday, but you're going to grieve for the rest of your life. We all do. If we're lucky enough, to live a long time, we collect grief along the way. And so that first year is the most profound part of grief. But then after that, grief doesn't go away. It needs to become integrated into our lives. So when we're in that acute phase, just worry about the next step that is in front of you and let everything else lie where it may be.
And it comes in waves. It comes and it ebbs. It doesn't go, but it definitely ebbs. So I think that's important to know too. And it can happen when you least expect it. My plan is always, if I'm hit, go find my dog, find my husband, my friends, my faith, go for a walk. I think a plan is good too whenever we're profoundly grieving.
Absolutely. And I also think this is a good time to provide a little education on a diagnosis that a lot of people are not familiar with, which is prolonged grief disorder. And that is like if we're after that 1 year mark and we feel like we literally cannot move out of our grief at all, that then becomes something that can be diagnosed and has a therapy protocol to treat it and help us move through that.
Absolutely. So seek therapy. First week I was looking for a therapist, and that's helped me a lot. Sometimes you have to go on medication, but this is something that hopefully your children won't have to face until they're older. And I would think you would need a professional's help if you had a child that was experiencing a profound loss. That would be a lot to take on as a parent.
Yeah. I'll say this. Yes, get a therapist if you need one. Other therapists don't come at me for this, but therapists are not always the only source of therapeutic time when we're experiencing grief, right? Like for some people, there are religious resources, friends, family, our pets, all of that being together is therapeutic when we're going through profound grief. You have to find a new normal. Your life is not going to go back. There's no going back.
There's no going back. You're a different person. and you have to find a way to navigate as that new person now. But it's doable. You just have to put one foot in front of the other.
Yes.
Just one foot in front of the other. But you can survive, and you can survive a beautiful new life, just not the same one that you had before.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Jenn, thank you for being with us. I hope you couldn't come out to the house maybe another time.
I'll be there.
Okay. With wine. Okay.
I will double be there. I'll be there in a few minutes.
988 for Mental Health Crisis Hotline, and y'all be well.
Thank you.